coming to you today with some wonderful news, family. Wonderful news. So I'll wait until a couple people check in. And once you check in, we'll get into conversation. This is like my late night. It's my 16th day of my nano water fast. I know my hair looks so tragic. Normally I'm, getting, kind of winding down right now, but this is breaking news. Check on in. Come on in the house. I could look messy all I want because we have some good news to share amongst the people. Check on in, my wonderful family. Check on in. So, yeah, I look a little messy, but I hope you're okay with that. I didn't even bother to do my hair for this because I'm going to bed. This is the 16th day of my water fast, but we've got great news. Listen, a Reptilian's compound has been raided, and women and children have been removed from this beast. Listen, yesterday, I think Mr. Marquez, Father Marquez, Papa Marquez took my advice and decided to take it in his own hands and have them totally go and take out this beast. So check on in. I'll let you check in first. I know my hair. Listen, just don't worry about how I look. This is my late night evening when I'm about to go and rest, but I thought I'd have to share this with you. Check on in. We have a reptilian compound that has been raided. Women and children have been removed. I just heard this news on Jazzy G's. Someone shared the lurker. Big up to the lurker and Jazzy G. Apparently, they got wind of this way before I did. But so I'm sharing it, but I'm not the first who's sharing it. Let's just say that. So it's breaking news for some of us because you're getting it via me. So check on in. Yes. Remember, we were talking about that naughty reptilian, that nasty. Big up. Oh, thank you, Fundy Fee. Big up to Fundy Fee. Fundy Fee has been on the foot of this reptilian diabolical demon who's got leagues of beings on him, who's been harassing our subconscious minds by invoking demons and perpetrating on special needs children that are grown people now, and unfortunately just dirtying up the airways. But I have to say, listen, family, breaking news: the Reptilians compound, Allegio Bishop, Nature Not, his compound has been raided. Women and children have been removed. A big up to Mr. Marquez, which is Velvet's father. He has to do with this. Phenomenal work. Good job to Fundy Fee's been Fundy Fee's been behind the scenes doing her ancestral, wonderful what we call Jean Gagé. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Witch Boy. Listen, it's beautiful. Hey, my cosmic cousin. That's right, we're famille. Listen, I'm so excited. This is my 16th day of my water fast. I had to come to you. I just got let on the feed with Jazzy G. The lurker invited me on that page. It's phenomenal news. The women and children have been extradited from this bastard's compound. I know this crazy man is now losing his mind because he no longer has full mind control over them. He likes to step on top of them. He likes to I shouldn't laugh about it, but this is great news. Absolutely phenomenal news. I think and it's actually Womb Day. This is National Womb Day. It happened on National Womb Day that the women were extradited. Now, mind you, they're still under mind control. Don't think that Allegio, League of Doom does not have his works, his works in the mist. Don't ever think that, okay? So he's still in the mix of doing his things, but I'm grateful that the children have been taken and the women. So I'm assuming with the officials, hopefully everyone will be tested for all kinds of STDs, any sort of, bioweapon diseases that some of them may be holding within their own womb space. Hopefully be tested. Hopefully baby Eliana. Big up to baby Eliana, that beautiful baby soul. Listen, I told you baby Eliana was coming. I'm so excited. Baby Eliana is coming to show parents how to be that. I think her beautiful eloquent energy, and her bond to her grandfather is every bit of the energy that helped to be the catalyst to this type of to what's happening now. I'm so excited, family. This is a win for the divine feminine. This is a win. Now, mind you, we shouldn't be celebrate too quickly, because remember, these females aren't what we would deem as healthy. So their mindset, and all of them, I think, are pregnant. I think most of them, if not all of them, are pregnant. So you have to take in the mindset, they're probably very frightened. So we want to send them now. That's what I'll say. Send them peaceful energy so that settles them down a little bit. You don't want them causing a little bit of funk to a little bit of you want them to be okay, because they have babies inside of their wombs. We want everyone to be okay. You want to make sure. Yeah. So I listen, this is all I have so far. I just got added to a feed, and this is my late night. So I normally am not on here during my fast. But listen, yesterday we were talking about this beast, and I was suggesting to Daddy, oh, thank you so much, Rosie. I was suggesting to Daddy Marquez to get to go and get legal information on how to extradite his daughter based on health reasons and also mental health incapacitation. So I think it is so masterful that today we get to witness. This is manifestation. Every one of you sea stars who came on here and actually sent wonderful energies, baby Eliana manifested this, all of those warrioresses who've been working hard to expose this bastard who is suppressing the feminine on this planet. I told you he is not human, he is subhuman. I have proof. I took pictures of his reptilian eyes, and he is not a higher field reptilian. He is a lower field, and he has demonic attachments all over him. So his League of Doom demons are now probably working all kinds of mind, trying to manipulate and trying to find ways to get these females back to the compound so he can further suppress them. But we are going to send positive energies. We're going to ask for Mother Universe to allow for these females to be freed from the constraints of their minds, to be freed from Stockholm Syndrome, and hopefully to come to their senses, for God's sake, so that they can go home and live normal. And I say normal lives just to say just lives where they can actually be free from someone else's oppression, making them do things based on their own perversions. So big up to, again, I got this intel. I'm not the first, but I got it. The lurker, I was on IG. The lurker invited me in a feed. It was Jazzy G and the lurker. So big up to those two sea stars doing their due deeds, making sure that they are supporting this. And that's where I heard the news from. So we are going to keep, I just wanted to make sure, I wanted to share that with everyone. Thank you so much for being so supportive of really supporting the sea stars. And again, I know it was the energies of our feminine energy and our support to the children. And baby Ileana, do not sleep on this little masterful little baby who saw her granddaddy, and she was going to masterfully, energetically call for help, and she was answered. So big up to all those who are freed from demonic possession and from those Nazis in their lives who you recognize. We've all, to a certain degree, have been through this. We understand and understand the level of mind control that these women are under. Many of us have been in relationships that we didn't want to leave. We didn't want to necessarily, we knew it wasn't good for us, but we stayed based on our own lack of self-esteem, maybe lack of self-awareness. But this is a testament, this is a win for Mother Universe, win for the womb, because it's womb Appreciation Day. And big up to, I cannot say enough to that daddy. Big up to the daddies in the house who will not let their little girls go unfought for. Listen, daddy, I am a daddy's girl, and I am all in admiration of you, daddy. Daddy, you kick butt. Daddy Marquez, you did your thing. You went in, you said, not my daughter. I don't care if she goes kicking and screaming, but daddy knows best. Daddy went in there, he made a ruckus, and he made waves. He created a situation to free her up, even if it's just for a moment. But let's hope everyone pretty much send your energies to the babies, because they must be very scared. And that's my biggest thing. You know, I want to make sure that the babies have peace of mind because they're not used to this. And even though they're in an oppressive situation, it's still something very familiar to them. So please send positive energies to those babies so that they're in that they're in good hands, that they're protected, that they'll be sent somewhere where they can be safe again. I'm really excited. Yeah, it was a sneak attack, right? But woo, big up. So, oh, for anyone who's stepping in the room, breaking news, Nature Boy, Eligio Bishop, who we talked about yesterday, who I know to be a subterranean demon, reptilian, whatever you call him. You know, I know you guys may not be under that cord. His compound has been raided. The women and children have been removed. This is via intel gotten from Jazzy G and the Lurker, who have been on the head of this beast. We won't sit on this planet idly and allow men to abuse our sisters. We will not sit here idly and allow our children to be suppressed and abused and sit in a situation that is undesirable and and disallows for their healthy growth. This isn't going to happen on our planet anymore. We're taking back our power. This is one of the wins. Listen, even if it's just a moment, it's still a win because a daddy came back, got his daughter. She didn't want to go, so he made sure he was going to make sure she was tight and right before he left. And he may not be leaving alone. I'm hoping, and I'm going to pray. Christians, be proud of me. I'm going to pray that this young lady gets her mind right and leaves with her daddy and his wife and get baby Ileana to a safe scenario where she can thrive. And my hope is when all of the shields, because all those women are shielding that beast, once the smoke clears, that beast we call Eligio Bishop gets everything he deserves karmically for doing what he's done. So listen, this is beautiful. You know, it's my 16th day of my water fast. I normally don't come to you this late because I'm about to go tuck in my bed, and I can actually soundly rest knowing that this has been phenomenal. It's great news. Let's just say that's great news. Now, again, we want the children to be safe. So please, everyone who comes on here, every mother, every abuela, every father, every uncle, send positive energies to those babies. That is my main concern. I want to make sure, remember, many of the women are pregnant. We want to make sure they're okay. We want to make sure they're healthy. Hopefully, they're not putting themselves under so much stress that they cause any problems and distress to the babies. I want the babies to be okay too. At the end of the day, even though this is something that came in and probably disrupted their quote unquote, their unnatural homeostasis, we want to make sure that everything is good in that arena. So what do you think, family? Wow, we just had a conversation. Can't stop, won't stop. You won't do it on our watch. Yes, I'm so excited. So again, for anyone stepping in, I just got intel from Jazzy G and the Lurker that Eligio Bishop, the reptilian demon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Susie. I appreciate it. Love you too. Eligio Bishop his compound has been infiltrated. The concentration camp has been basically the females and children have been rescued. They may not feel they've been rescued, but we know they've been rescued from another day of mind control and suppression under the foot of Eligio Bishop. So I know he's going to be watching these videos. You know what I have to say to you, Eligio? Told you so. You can't go under the guise of mistreating and dishonoring the feminine on this planet anymore. I know that your brethren have gotten away with it for eons now, but it's a new day. We're dawning, the sisterhood is rising, and we won't allow it. So all these women, Fundy Fee, Ashe Divine, Jazzy G, Ahmad Laws, Mind Over Matter, Black, digital, I forgot his name, digital something. Who else? So many people. Crystal Healing. Who else? Young Pharaoh. All these wonderful people. Fundy Fee, of course. All these wonderful people have been working as because we won't allow this on our watch. I think the fact that he's gotten away with what he's doing so long, and he really hasn't gotten away with it, because family, to be honest, he got kicked out of Costa Rica and it was heinous. He got kicked out of Belize, it was heinous. And he's scared to be in the United Snakes of America because he's got all of us around here doing all kinds of you know what behind the scenes. So he can't be here. So now Mexico authorities have been contacted and they've taken action. So let's hope that this sticks, that at least this will be motivation for some of the girls to leave or speak to their families alone without nature not being on top of them, trying to tell them what to say or what not to say and putting fear into them. So hopefully they have a couple days. I hope the authorities keep them for at least a couple days, or if anything, the best case scenario is that they are extradited from the country, that they are actually sent out of the country because they're not permanent residents in Mexico. So they still have United States passports. So I'm hoping that just like the other scenario, that these girls are forcibly, or at least some of them are forcibly forced to go back to the United States based on all of the complaints. They have all the videos as proof of what he's been doing. There's so much proof of everyone. That's why I say big up to everyone who's been involved. I mean, this has been a long haul from 3 years. Many of you know me from 3 years ago when I first did the interview with Kino, and I was the only one at the time who really noticed him. Me, myself, and Mind Over Matter were the only ones who noticed him at the time being diabolical, and I shouted that out. But it wasn't enough for me. That's where we got all of the wonderful other people coming in and taking some of that and bringing some of the work and the necessary detective work, which I couldn't have possibly done, and making sure that they alerted everyone to the things that he's been doing all these years. So, oh my gosh, this is a wonderful treat for the fast. You know, like just when I'm fasting 16 days, water fast, this is like a treat. This is like a meal for me. This is something that's amazing when I can say that we collectively as a united front, even though there's been fussing and fighting, let's get over it, Sea Stars. Listen, Sea Stars, this is a win for all of you. Stop fussing and fighting behind the scenes, shake hands, say sorry, and get it moving. We all had a common goal. Get over your little idiosyncrasies. It's not that serious. No one hurt anyone truly. Oh, thank you, Joseph St. Aubin. Thank you, I appreciate it. No one got hurt. Just shake hands and call it a day. In Creole, what we do is normally we sit down, we break bread, and then we sit together as a family. We never really go to sleep mad at each other. So get over it, Sea Stars. If you have any angst against the other one, you all did a collective, beautiful job together. Stop fussing and fighting. Name calling is unnecessary. We're all grown women. We're all mothers. Let's just keep it moving, and let's take this win collectively together and hold hands while this is happening. So it's beautiful. I hope everyone realizes your part in allowing this to happen. And I'm taking it as a bigger win. I mean, it was a win when he got kicked out of Costa Rica, but this is a win because Papa Marquez came in the house and I am such a my heart is so happy as a daddy's girl. This is what every daddy, I love it. I love witnessing when a daddy loves his baby girl and he comes to rescue her and he's unable to do it because of this bastard, this venomous bastard that was talking all kinds of crazy to her father. And here's this little girl so confused and naughty and not knowing any better for herself. And the father said, you know what? Not on my watch. I'ma come and I'ma cause a ruckus for my daughter. Woo! Listen, Velvet, you may not appreciate it now, love, but when you turn to be my age and a little more seasoned, you will remember this day when your papa showed up, because not everybody's daddy shows up to do this. Maybe you should be more appreciative of your Babylon family instead of talking so nasty about them, because not everybody has the opportunity to have a daddy who would come out, show out, and come up with his wife. His poor wife was crying. She was so upset at the venom that you were yelling at your daddy and her. You know what? There's consequences for that, and your little girl will grow up one day and this won't be too far a memory, because she'll remember, because there's so many imprints of this on social media. She'll remember what you did and what you put her through. So what you did to your family, best believe you might get that karma right back at your doorstep as a footprint for everything that you put them through. So I'm excited. Everyone, you should rest well. The reptilian is not arrested. That would have made me feel better. Once the reptilian is handcuffed, put behind bars for all he's done, and there's things he's done that we can't even talk about. Once he's done, and hopefully the authorities, because we've declared that he probably has a bioweapon in his bloodstream, hopefully the authorities are forcing them to all get tested for HIV, AIDS, HIV, herpes, and everything, so that that can also be some more evidence of them being a danger to the populace around them. So hopefully this will happen. And oh, hepatitis too. I didn't even know that was in there. Hepatitis. There's like a goulash, like a gumbo of like viruses in that group. That baby needs to be free from that. And now she'll get the treatment she deserves. Yes. Why did they get raided? Because they're diabolical. Because they're, I think more so they got raided because of all the complaints that were going on ever since. Many have been making complaints about their ratchet behavior. And I know people are like, well, that's their personal business. They're grown adults. No, I disagree. I don't think they're grown adults. I think they're adults only in avatar. I think a lot of these people are psychologically unwell. I think some of them are special needs adults. And I think just for that reason, there needs to be some interface, or actually inception from governmental agents to make sure that special needs people aren't being abused, which we know they are. So yeah, I really, they're slow adults, and there isn't anything wrong with that. Let me state that again. I spoke about that yesterday. They are special needs, and there is nothing wrong with that, but they get taken advantage of more so than someone who has the cognitive skills or the intellect to be able to discern from things that would be harmful for them. That's all I'm saying. So I don't want to make it seem, I don't want to down anyone who's special needs. That is not my intent. And you know, my mother was a special ed teacher, and so was I. So never think that this is a dig to them. I know they think it is because they don't know that they are. But when someone has this, the lack of ability to be able to properly convey themselves in an adequate way, that is a testament that something's going on with them as far as cognitively. Yes, Mr. Marquez deserves he deserves you know, like to really, you know, I support him 1,000%. I think he just deserves whatever support. So if anyone's supporting him, by all means, this is a time where I would advocate for that, because this is the first of many wins, hopefully, and hopefully we get some good news from this. And don't feel disappointed, because remember, this is just a moment. This might be very short-winded, but it's still a win, okay? So don't be disappointed if you see some of the girls go back, because it's a possibility. But my hope and my prayers, don't you love this, Christians, when I utilize your terms and some of the things you do? My prayers are that they are sent back to the States so that it takes them time and they get some free thought, so that they get some more self-esteem, they get some rationality, and that they won't want to go back to that kind of scenario. Okay, so it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful. Reptilian, diabolical, demon seed, League of Demons, the League of Doom has been infiltrated, family. The League of Doom has been raided. The women and children have been put away and safe. Hopefully, yes, hopefully, what are you saying? After deportation from Costa Rica, they were ordered not to leave the United States. They snuck out. That's right. Thank you for the reminder, sacred, you know my eyes, sacred moon goddess. I forgot about that. Oh, wow. So much, you know, so much is going to happen. Remember, isn't Uranus is actually in, Uranus is in Taurus. This is probably why this is happening. Isn't Uranus in Taurus? Wow. This is usually what happens during this time. Anyway, for all our astrologers, I'm surprised with all the astrology that Nature Not talks about doing, he can predict this was going to happen this day. If he was a master astrologer, wouldn't he have been able to predict that today would have been the day that his place would have been raided? Wow. Oh, wow, family. I'm excited. I'm going to rest well. 16th day of the fast. It's a womb. It's the womb. What is the womb? It's a worship. What is the womb day? Today's womb day. We got some sea stars and children freed. Those 3 little children brought by some weirdos from the United Snakes of America, bringing their little babies to where pedophiles are existing, where a man is confessed to raping his sisters, and his cousin. Where you have men on there who say they have given oral sex to their cousins. Listen, we have rapists and perverts existing there. It's your birthday on the 23rd. Happy pre-birthday. This is good news for a birthday. Neptune will be square his sun very soon. His sun very soon. If he knew astrology, he would know. Which point he doesn't know. This is what I'm saying. It's all he's confused. He's not confused. He's just diabolical. He utilizes anything to to basically co-sign to his sick mindset. That's what he does. This is amazing. So big up to all the Tauruses in the house. Uranus is in your house. You Tauruses, you making things get solidified and grounded. God, Tauruses, you bringing in you bulls. Yes, keep it. And remember, he's a Taurus. I forgot that's why he's going through this. He's a Taurus. Oh, I'm losing so much weight. Do I look that? I'm not that skinny. I'm still thick. Believe me, you. I'm still thick. I'm 16-day of water fast. I have less than 2 weeks left. All right, family. This is your first day of your water fast. Congratulations. Thank you for joining the water fast. You're going to feel so fabulous. Someone walked around today. They were like, aren't you tired? I said, do I look tired? I just planted all my avocado trees today. They were like, aren't you tired? I was like, you're tired and you've been eating food. They looked more tired than I am, and I haven't eaten for 16 days, only water. They look more tired than I did. I was like, why are you asking me if I'm tired? I haven't eaten for 16 days. You just ate and you look like you're exhausted. What does that say? Don't ask me if I'm tired. Apparently I'm okay. I just went outside, planted my 4 avocado trees. Hopefully they'll be yielding by summer, and I should be good. Oh, thank you, your friendly neighborhood line leader. I love it, lean leader. You said Florboon, thick, fun, and intellect. Thank you, I appreciate that. First time in the chat room, welcome, Car. We're excited. This is a celebratory time. Remember, everyone in my room is family. We call each other my famille. We are family to each other. If you notice, when you come in this room, everyone is very friendly to one another. And even when people come in here with a little angst, we kind of joke about it. This is a family when we come in here. This is very Creole. This is part of my culture. So when you come in here, you're family. We treat you well. We make sure that your children are good. We make sure if you're dealing with any angst or sadness, we address it and we talk to you. This is how we get down in this feed. We always want the best for everyone who's in our family and outside of our family, but especially in our family. Be careful, Fleur. I don't want you starving yourself and not knowing. No, I understand. Thank you for your concern, pretty patience. But if you saw my thickums, you'd be like, okay, she's good. I'm still okay. And believe me, I'm very mindful and I love my daughters. So at the end of the day, my health is the most important thing. And me fasting for 30 days isn't uncommon in the fasting community. So this is something that I'm doing to prove a point. It's a nano fast as well. I'm purging any metals out of my system for chelation. And I'm making sure that I'm doing it as safe and as sensitive as possible. There's been a lot of revelations through this fast, and I really appreciate that I'm able to do it in this way. So I'm grateful that you're thoughtful and you really are concerned for me. But thank you. All right. Did mango and passionate infusion so yummy? Oh, Caroline. Don't worry, pretty patience. I'll be back to eating. In less than 2 weeks, you'll be like, oh, darn, Fleur Brune, you're back to your snacking during movies. Hey, mind over matter. Did you hear the news? The Nature Knots compound was infiltrated. The women and children have been taken. Are you excited? I hope you do a live. Are you going to do a live Mind Over Matter? So you're going to take over because I'm going to go snuggle in bed and go to sleep because this is my fast day. But I want to hear your input on that. So make sure you make your commentary. I'm sure it'll be very interesting. Hey, Dollface. Yes. Nature Knots compound has been infiltrated. The women and children have been taken, according to the intel coming from you're hearing it? Oh my gosh, so it's breaking news. I just heard it from Jazzy G and the Lurker. Go figure that. I didn't know what I was walking into. I got invited to the chat on IG. I didn't know what I was walking into. I was like, why is Jazzy G was so happy talking about pops and so-and-so. I was like, why are they so happy? And then I was like, oh snap. I hope some testing will be done. I hope Eliana will get a workover. I don't want them sticking her with anything. That's the only thing I don't like about strangers with babies. You know how I feel about them trying to vaccinate your children without your knowledge. Hopefully baby Eliana will be taken care of. I'm going to send a lot of positive energy tonight to make sure we shield the baby Eliana, make sure nobody's messing with her. Because even though her parents are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, we want to make sure she's safe. I want to make sure that she's being treated properly and that she is being taken care of in a way that I feel is humane and keeping in alignment that she's very natural. So even though they do crazy things over there, she doesn't get chemicals and all that craziness. Okay, so we want to make sure we do that. It's so exciting. Sleep. I will sleep well tonight. So everybody, family, I'm not going to keep you long. This is breaking news. Again, if you don't know, now you know. Nature Knot. We don't know what's happening with him right now because you know he's having a narcissistic breakdown. He's a Taurus. It's Taurus season. Remember, Taurus and Uranus have some sort of relationship right now. So this has to do with him and his 58th house and garbage and poop on trees. I don't know what kind. You know what I mean? He's got some sort of astrology and he wasn't able to predict his situation right now. So I'm sure he's losing his mind and trying to get at them. So this is going to be very interesting. Fundi Fee, I'm looking forward to hearing your feed too on this. We don't have any more news yet. I will keep you updated, probably more so on IG tomorrow. I'm sure we'll get more news as the night goes on, because you know I'm blocked on everything, as I should be. Oh, I'm getting ringing in my ears. Wait, I'm getting ringing in my ears, my right ear. I'm getting some intel telepathically. They're telling me that Nature Nut is having a nervous breakdown. Freedom to the sea stars. Listen, if I didn't have my Nistas, you know I'd be down there just trying to go grab the Nistas. You remember back in the days, I don't know, some of you were young sea stars. You remember back in the days with colts, you know, the parents used to go and pay somebody to put a blindfold over them and put a potato bag over them, and they used to be kidnapped to come out of the colts. You know that, right? That's what they used to do. That was a typical extraditing of someone who was in a cult. That was some of you may remember that. That was like from, I don't know if the 80s, the 70s, I don't know when that was, but I remember seeing many documentaries when back in the days, if your child was part of an occult, they paid somebody, they got an investigator, private investigator, and they would go over there and get your behind, put a potato sack. See, Pops was real nice. He didn't do that to you, Velvet. You should be grateful because that's what they did back in the days, put some funny handkerchief over your nose. Bam, knock you out, potato sack, bind you, and you be right home and quick, and they be deprogramming you ASAP, deprogramming for like 2 weeks straight. You're okay, you know, they have to deprogram them. These young people are going to have to be chloroform. Oh, is that chloroform, Carolyn? Thank you. These people are going to have to be deprogrammed. They're going to have to go through a program and a psychological analysis. Because they've been there too long, especially Velvet. So there's going to be a lot of, drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. No, Jim Jones, don't drink the Kool-Aid. I'm glad they're there because remember, Nature Knot also threatened if he goes down, he's going to take everybody else down. And you know what that means because he's very likened to Jim Jones. Jim Jones was a pervert. He was a trisexual, pansexual. He said to one of the people who was still living who didn't drink the Kool-Aid, he said to the guy one time, he was walking in the hallway and he said to the guy, this is Jim Jones, not Nature Knot, but it reminds me of Nature Knot. He said to the guy, is anything wrong with you? If you ever have any problems, you know, I can help you. Just let me stick my penis in your butt and you'll feel better. You'll feel God. Do you listen to this madness? This man, Jim Jones, told this brown man that if he ever has problems, the way he can help him is by sticking his penis in his rectum and he would feel God. This is what Nature Not reminds me of. Watch the documentary of George of Jonestown. Watch the documentary. It would shock you how it's very similar. I think personally, Nature Not is the cloned, geoengineered version of Jim Jones, just with melanin. I think they brought Jim Jones back, his consciousness back, and the perv we call Nature Not, and I think they brought him back, and that's why he's going back into this Jonestown kind of whole antics again. That's my opinion. You know, I could be wrong. Just very similar. You should watch it. It's very interesting. But be grateful, Velvet. You didn't have a potato sack and chloroform on your mouth. Your daddy loves you. Not everybody has their daddy still. My daddy passed away. My daddy was my best friend. He was the most wonderful man in my life. He did good by me, by a little girl and an adult. He got me out of a lot of trouble when I was sometimes naughty. Daddies rock. Okay, so a good daddy who would come and get your behind when you're being naughty and you're out of your goddamn mind, that's a daddy who can be commended. Big up to him and his wife. And I'm very sorry his wife was crying today. That broke my heart. It's very sad. She didn't recognize Velvet because Velvet is infested with all kinds of incubus and succubus from having all kinds of disgusting sex with the demon who has leagues of demons on top of him. So you can imagine what kind of incubus are coinciding inside of her womb right now. It's just very disgusting. So anyway, family, don't get me started. I look forward to seeing the lives. I know Fundi Fee is going to do a live. I know mine's over at I'm gonna pass the torch to y'all, let y'all take over because I'm gonna relax tonight. I'm excited. Hopefully, you know, again, don't worry. We don't know that this is going to stick, so just send positive energy to the babies. Make sure they're safe, and we will observe from a safe distance. You know, hopefully disease free, because I want to make sure that I make sure that I don't believe in. I was gonna say a naughty joke. I'm not gonna say it. It's late. I was gonna say a naughty joke. I'm not gonna say it. Hugs to everybody. I love you. 16th day of my nano water fast. Greatest news on my fast ever. I appreciate you all, love you all, keep safe, watch the babies and watch this, mamas, because this is an example of how we're going to do when we need to protect our children. We'll do something first before this ever happens. This is great for us to witness because we'll know how to do things so that this isn't a possibility or probability later in life. All right, I love you. Bye, doll face.